bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Hard Facts.
It's the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, and we are broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimi and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts, and I'm Maryann Okon. It's a beautiful Tuesday, if you ask me. Very sunny. I was thinking that the rains will start falling continuously. I love it when it rains because it's cool. Unfortunately, I cannot stay in bed when it rains because I have to work. But I'm always excited to be here in the studio because where is the show without you? It is you that makes the show what it is. And that's why we say all the time, let's talk. As usual, we're starting off with the big three stories for today. We'll try to make sense of it. Atiku is in the news. Atiku will also be our big story for today on the Big Hard Facts. We'll be having Atiku spokesman join us on the Big Hard Facts as we talk about the coalition between he and El Rufai and several other people. Is he moving to the SDP? What's he doing to help the PDP not sink? These and other issues will be discussed with Paul Ibe, who is his spokesperson and advisor. And on the 4 o'clock hour, we'll be talking about why houses are very expensive in Lagos, because these agents have come up with very crafty ways to keep your homes empty. And you think it's in your best interest as a landlord or a landlady, but we've uncovered it. I'm sure Sheriff will love this topic because this is a topic that he's continuously talked about. And I know that we'll all love it because agent don't show you shege before. Welcome to Hard Facts. We're live facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Join the conversation on WhatsApp 0809-5975-805. And on X, we're also Nigeria Info. Use the hashtag Hard Facts. We'll be back right after this break, and this is how we welcome you.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first. This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
All right, let's look at the big stories for today. Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. Anti-Tinubu coalition, North alone cannot decide 2027 presidency, says Tanko Yakassai. Now, that is obviously Tanko Sr. Well, according to the Vanguard newspaper, as Anti-Tinubu coalition headed by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar gathers momentum in the North, elder statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakassai has said the North alone cannot determine who emerges as president in 2027. In fact, this came as the League of Northern Democrats yesterday said the mission of the group is not in seizing power but fixing the country. It will be recalled that former special advisor on political matters to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, recently declared that the North will soon define its political direction ahead of 2027 general elections. Baba Ahmed actually stressed that no politician can win the 2027 presidency without the support of the northern region. I'd say what he said, and I'll quote it. No politician can become president without northern support, making the region stands crucial to any aspirant's success. End of quote. However, Yakassai, a former liaison officer to the late President Shehu Shagari and founding member of the Arewa Consultative Forum, who spoke with the Vanguard newspaper, noted that neither the North nor the South could determine who emerges Nigeria's president. So the big question is, what do you think? Also, I think former APC spokesperson also talked about something in that direction, of course, about the Tinubu presidency and the fact that they're insulated and or the president is insulated and does not understand what the people really want. I'll find that clip, but let's move away from that. Nigeria, this one is a story from Premium Times newspaper. Let's get to it. Nigeria announces new policy to prioritize local manufacturing, and I'm sure that you heard that story also on our news bulletin when Yvonne was reading the news. And let me give you some more meat to that story. The Nigerian government expects that with the new policy that they put together after the FEC meeting yesterday, local manufacturers will get priority in supply of goods. Now, the Federal Executive Council has approved a Nigeria First policy. Sounds like a China First, America First. Yeah. Saying the policy seeks to domesticate all government processes. The Nigerian government expects that with the new policy, local manufacturers will get priority in the provision of goods and services. No procurement of foreign goods or services already available locally shall proceed without justification, and where there is an exceptional need for these services to procure from outside, there must be a waiver to be obtained. Written waiver to be obtained by the Bureau of Public Procurement, said the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris. But what is local manufacturing without power? How about Mr. Idris talk to Mr. Delabu and see if, I might be wrong, but if you are into, and I've had conversations with members of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, small businesses in Nigeria. I've had their president on this show time and time again. Their biggest problem is power. So many businesses have shut down because of power, aside from the fact that the cost of living is terrible right now. But what is local manufacturing if there is no power? And finally, major petrol and diesel cuts are expected over crude slump. Now, we heard that news yesterday and everybody was excited because whatever happens on the international market does affect us. Marketers of refined petroleum products said petrol and diesel prices may drop as crude oil prices slump again. However, these marketers who spoke to our correspondent, that's the Punch newspaper's correspondent, said the drop may not be immediate. It will happen, but saying it has to do with the stability of the new low prices. Now, when the Punch newspaper probed further, they reported that crude prices tumbled below $60 per barrel over the weekend, and the prices hovered around $65 on Friday. However, yesterday, the benchmark for Brent was about $59.80 per barrel, while the West Texas Intermediate traded around about $56.71 per barrel. That's according to oilprice.com. So that means that if it stays around or stays in that region, we might experience, a drop in oil prices. But how significant are those prices? Again, being that, we have our own peculiar problems in Nigeria when it comes to this oil sector, this whole petrol wahala. There's so many things that seem shady. And with the EFCC saying, we're investigating, or these persons have this ridiculous amount of money in their account, blah, blah, blah. Port Harcourt refinery is not working. Warri refinery is not working. Kaduna refinery is working. Is it working? Maybe not working. We don't even know the true picture. And I've had these conversations over and over again. What is the true picture of the oil and gas sector in Nigeria, especially the sale of crude oil? How much crude oil, or rather petrol products, do we actually use in a day? What's the percentage? I mean, just we don't know. So we keep speculating. Even when we're writing budgets, we're speculating. Everything is on speculation. We don't know the number of people that are in Nigeria who are also speculating. So everything is just a mess. As much as this would be good news, and we want to appreciate and applaud ourselves that, hey, now that crude has fallen on the international markets, maybe we'll just have some sort of, what's the word? This English word is failing me. At least we'll heave some sigh of relief for a second, even though we're still buying fuel at about 800 and something, or 900 and something, depending on where you buy. So at what point are we going to have some sort of relief in this country? I do not want to be the bearer of bad news, but, well, the National Assembly is saying that some of the things that they're going to be talking about when they resume, because they resume today, they're going to be talking about tax bills, the real estate crisis, insecurity. These are the things that are going to top the agenda. What do you expect? Would anything come out of it? Let's talk. The phone lines are open. I'm going to try as much as possible to let you do more of the talking while I listen. 0201 277 0993. These are the big stories for today. Anti-Tinubu coalition. North alone cannot decide the presidency for 2027. Nigeria announces new policy to prioritize local manufacturing. But I ask, what is local manufacturing without constant power supply? And major petrol, diesel price cuts expected over crude slump. Are you excited or not? Let's talk. 60 seconds is all you have to. Please go straight to the point. Thank you. Hello.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Honorary Malik calling from Maryland.
Go ahead.
Maryann. Now, wow.
Turn off your radio. Malik, turn off your radio. I can hear the whole back.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Like we said before, it's only when they bring right candidate that has already had followers, not followers for money, genuine followers. You party the person with somebody that has another follower. That's the only way they can defeat this man.
What do you mean by followers and followers? I don't understand. Speak English.
Let me break it down for you now. There are 3 politicians in Nigeria that has followers. Number 1, late MKO. Number 2, former President Muhammad Buhari. Number 3, Obi. They have followers without money.
Hello, Malik, are you there?
Vote is game over for Tinubu. Tinubu have won the election already. Okay. Then again, the people of Nigeria, election has consequence. If you don't know how you vote, now you sabi. Good evening.
All right. Thank you, Malik, for calling. 0201 277 0993 for the men. For the women, 0201 465 7190. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
You have the man on the line speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the North alone cannot decide who will be the president of Nigeria, but they will largely decide who will be the president of Nigeria because they have the numbers. So, the 2027 election will be dicey. So, for people saying that Tinubu.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Do call me back, Emmanuel, if that was you. Hello.
Hi, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Laprush, calling from Limosho.
Go ahead.
Well, for our local products, manufacturers to strive in this environment. I mean, no power, no constant power supply. I don't know how that one will achieve. What are the raw materials
How do we get it? With exchange rate, or do they source raw material 100% in our country here? Exchange rate, how much? You see, the manufacturing companies are leaving this country because of power, and giving us hope that our local products will thrive. I'm still wondering how that one is gonna be possible. We first of all consider one or two things: electricity, power, constant power supply, exchange rate. These two things we must consider before we think of having our local products work. Then another thing, otherwise the price will still be more higher than the one imported. Yes, and again, this is our fuel of petroleum motor spirit. I mean, if they are not, they can't tell me that crude is this. I mean, is coming down. Then petrol will be 800 or 700. If this petrol didn't come to 200 naira, I mean, I'm not listening to whatever they are saying. They have to do everything possible and bring it back to 150 or highest 200 as we used to have it before.
All right.
Before I can understand
Thank you very
what
much for
saying.
calling.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. In case you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we're still looking at the big stories for today. We're going to go off on a break. When we come back from that break, we're looking at those stories. And I'll remind you what the president said during his campaign about power and what you should do if you don't get it. By the way, just a reminder, 10 billion to line the roof of Aso Rock with solar panels. What does that say again about the local manufacturing that we're trying to promote? I'll be right back after this break.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court
Sitting
has suspended the Chicago certificate story. It's never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that.
You should not be happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're looking at the big three stories for today. And these are the stories. Anti-Tinubu coalition. North alone cannot decide 2027 presidency. Tanko Yakassai. Nigeria announces new policy to prioritize local manufacturing. Where's the power? And of course, major petrol and diesel price cuts expected over crude slump. But from the story we've read, it might not happen immediately. But are we going to get some sort of relief if this becomes a thing? And can we trust the process? Because there's been too many cobwebs, just lined up over the other. And it's so difficult to be able to, just tear through all of them to really understand what's happening in our, in that petrol sector, especially with the refineries. And now money's missing. Is there any respite in on the radar? Let's talk. 0201-277-0993. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ambrose.
Go ahead.
Miriam, production, how is it? Is there any magic to that? Because I know we don't have light and we don't have any privy information that they are trying to boost power. So where is the production going to come from? All these rhetorics of talking without result. How far is it going to take us? You can see that in my area here now for almost 1 month we had no light. We just had light 3 days ago. So is it not power? They have been talking of this power system. But today now, Aso Rock wants to do their solar lights. So where do they want to get power? Do you know what it takes to power a factory? They should stop all of these things and begin. See, they should see how, stop talking and see how they can give us what we want.
All right.
If they give us what we want, we will vote for them.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. I'm letting you go because of time. Ladies, call 0201-465-7190. That's 0201-465-7190. That's only for the ladies. But the gentlemen, you can call 0201-277-0993. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, there's no more Skype, okay? Call us from WhatsApp. Yes, on WhatsApp, you can call us. It's 08095975805. Only those who are calling from diaspora, and I can tell if you're not calling from the diaspora, okay? Don't play a fast one on me. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Ify. I'm calling from Aja.
Hi, Ify. Go ahead, please.
Okay, this power issue they are talking about, for me, without power, nothing would happen in this country. I had a factory I opened in Imo State with almost 500 million naira borrowed from the banks. And by then, we were surviving on only diesel. Diesel was like 90-something naira. Immediately, diesel shot up to 800 naira to 1,000 naira. We closed up. because our production costs we could not even meet up again.
Wow.
We were producing rice then at 18,500 naira. When this diesel went up, we started producing. We were having cost price of 35,000. We couldn't even compete anymore with those from the north because we had to bring in the raw materials from the north, and then the diesel, the cost of transportation from the north to Imo State there was 450,000 naira from Sokoto, from Kebbi. When this diesel went up, we were paying 1.52 million naira. So anything without power is just they're wasting their time. Anything without giving us constant power and not even all this expensive power, they are wasting their time. Go and look at my factory. Lying, they're even beginning to steal my machines there. I imported everything from China, was only in that place. We lost almost 60 people that were sacked from there because we could not continue anymore. So anything that they would not give us constant power, they are wasting their time in this country. They are wasting their time. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry if for what you're going through. It's just... I don't even have the words. I remember the gentleman. Do you remember him from last month who called us to say he sold everything from his company because it's just not working? And small businesses are supposed to power the economy, but in Nigeria we don't care. We are going to bring, the president is always traveling to bring investors to where? To where? If the businesses that are already domiciled here are struggling to survive, what are you doing to better their lot? You're saying you want to make sure that they don't bring anything that you don't necessarily have to import. What are the alternatives? What are the other options? And that's what the lady's saying. They could no longer compete. Power. It's the biggest problem that we have. If we can solve it, I'm guessing that would have solved about 80% of our problems, because the 10.8% is politicians. But yeah, you don't want to hear from me, do you? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Sorry about that. Let me remind you of what your president said when he was campaigning. And I think this video is courtesy of TVC. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube. This is what the president said about power when he got into power. Video is courtesy of... Did you see what I did? When he got into power. What he said about power when he got into power. All right, I'm going to play that video for you. It's courtesy of, I think, TVC. Yes, it is. All right, take a listen to what the president had to say about power.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity. And you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth. Unless I give you adequate reasons why I couldn't deliver.
Unless he gives you adequate reasons why he couldn't deliver. Eh? My job is just to remind you. 0201-277-0993. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Solomon Okon. I'm calling from Bagada.
Go ahead.
You see about this coalition of other party to unseat President Tinubu.
Mm-hmm.
In 2027, it's not a matter of not. So sometimes when I hear about, when I listen to radio, I hear some analysis. They talk about defection and these people defect to this another party and this and this. They are not. These people, they are not up to Nigerians. So the next 2027 election is going. They said that there are no opposition can unseat Tinubu. We are the opposition of APC. It's going to be Nigeria versus APC. It's not going to be Nigeria versus Labour Party or Nigeria versus MP, this and this. It's going to be Nigeria.
I'm not in any way. I'm not in any way, disagreeing with you. But I disagree with how we just pick up something that somebody says and then begin to say it, and it begins to sound like it's real to us. What are you guys going to do that will make it against, make it you versus the presidency or versus the APC? What is it?
Well, I know that as you are talking now, even though the jingles that you are just playing now, you have been playing this thing. You promised us to play this thing till the 2027.
Yes.
I heard about you saying this. Any program that you are calling. So what is happening now is that we Nigerians, I don't know whether it is they are doing us. I don't even understand.
Blame it on jazz.
Yes, because the people that collected one cup of rice and indomie in the last 2023 election, let them go and check their kitchen. Let them go and check their kitchen whether the rice is still there is still in their kitchen now. Let them check their cupboard whether that indomie is still in their kitchen now. So, as you are
Solomon,
yes.
Let me let you go because this indomie you are looking for in somebody's kitchen. Bye, please. Let me go to our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Keep those messages coming in. You can text us on WhatsApp 080-959-75805. Or better still, you could post your comments on our live stream on YouTube and on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. I'd like to hear from you. Yes, please. So go ahead and drop your comments. Would like to hear from you. Patrick Obeazo here says, the clip you played by the president could have easily been forgotten by Nigerians who are expecting 2 cups of rice and indomie. On YouTube Live, Adeleye Adewale says, despite the man telling Nigerians that you must have lights without estimated bills or we should not vote for him in 2027, people will still go ahead and vote. See finish Nigerians. MLKK here says, please, where will the light come from? She says, textbook statements, theory, no practicals. Tipek here says, what the president said about power when he got into power. Don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. I see what you did there. MLKK here says, even to set up a business center, I spent almost 2 million for alternative power. APC governments are doing skits with Nigeria. My goodness. Okay. Everyone's talking about power, obviously. Let me go to WhatsApp quickly. This one says, let's be truthful to ourselves. No one will be able to unseat Mr. T in 2027. He has the electoral chairman on his payroll. He has pocketed the judiciary. We can't do anything until we fix these 2 agencies. Mike from Michigan, he says, AKA my jollof way sweet. My God. All right, Michael from Sabo here says, Mr. BAT should start giving us adequate explanations on why we do not have constant power and why the lives of Nigerians have become miserably terrible under his government. Now, Michael, you might be the first person that understood what that man said in that video, because he said, unless he gives you adequate reasons, so start asking him questions. I like that, but you're asking me, not him. This one says, please help me ask Nigerians who they are referring to as they. We must understand that development is a process, not an event. We must start acting before things will become better, and it is in our actions, or it's our actions that will fix Nigeria. Our inaction and negativity contributes to the state of the country. Okay, I'm positive. How many cups of rice can positivity buy me? I'm just saying. This one here says, if we're serious-minded people, Asiwaju shouldn't be returned to power based on his electioneering campaign about power supply. But it's like we have forgotten. But maybe he will give reasons why he couldn't deliver as promised in the audio. Baba Ade from Igbogbo. Christopher here says, I think the president bringing investors inside Nigeria now without proper arrangement is absolutely wrong. Okay, Anemeke from Satellite Town. Why do you think it's absolutely wrong? Benson Henry from Agric in Ikorodu says, the effect of the reduction of price of diesel will not be felt, Maryann, but if it's an increase, we will feel the effects immediately. No wahala, he says. Olushagajai here says, Yakassai, just looking for relevance. Power isn't zoned to regions. It's earned through unity and vision. 2027 will be about Nigeria, not just the North. But that's technically what he said, right? And someone here says, these governments are just promising something that is not sustainable because nothing is working. Thank you, Whitestone. Ayo here says, no single region can decide presidency, but the votes of the North matters. Is APC campaigning again? Which Nigeria first? When industries are collapsing, Tinubu said if he can't provide light, he should be voted out. This one says, Joseph from Ijede, so their so-called Nigeria first policy is merely their usual propaganda. They're trying to copy the serious countries like America, Israel, Russia, etc. It will soon fizzle away, just like other propagandist policies of this APC government. It says, the more you hear, the deafened you become. How do you guys come up with these things, though? Sean here says, the majority of the news you brought up today, Asai's article, happens to do with self-inflicting wounds. The Senate wants to sit on insecurity. The Senate have been sitting since on the issue for over 20 years, and they are coming together and will still say the same of same. On manufacturing, we need conducive environments and policies to meet production. Finally, on crude, I've said it before that Nigeria is suffering from resource curse. In that, we have one purest crude, or one of the purest crude in the world, and yet the crude is the major source of our problems till date. It's a pretty long message, so I'm going to keep it moving. One call from Ikoyi says, which one is oil price may drop? Why the May? International oil prices have dropped. It's normal for local price to drop too. They should, he's saying, I'm sure you mean they should remove that may and replace it with has. He says corruption everywhere. And back to the phone lines. Let's go. 60 seconds is all you have. Go straight to the point. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Nosiki.
Go ahead.
By all means necessary. I'll be necessary, like you said it. I'll give you power. Those are the words of a man who knows he doesn't need your votes to win an election. You see, because if he was sincere in when he said that thing, this man just spent 16 trillion on Coastal Road when they are owing discos 4 trillion. What stops him from paying discos that money so we can have lights? Instead, he thought that Coastal Road is more important than power. Coastal Road that he gave to his friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. I'm so sorry, ladies. The line is 0201 465 7190. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
Turn off your radio and call me back, please. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are a man, not calling the female line. Please, nah. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon. I'm from Nigeria.
Go ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Whether you vote, you don't vote. Tinubu must remain there.
Why?
Come 2027.
What do you mean by he
Did
must?
he win the first time? Let them not just waste their time. The only people that can remove him from there, the Fulani.
Sorry, who's them? When you say let them not just waste their time, are you not a Nigerian? You don't care about the polity? You don't care about what happens?
What policy? How many of them are working? All those things are just mere propaganda. They are like the jingles in the radio. Forget them. He's coming back. Did he win the first time? I beg you.
Okay. Wow. Uzoma is calling us from Lagos. Hello, Uzoma.
Hello, good afternoon.
Uzoma, turn off your radio.
I've turned it off, my dear. Good afternoon, Mary Ann.
Good afternoon.
Yes, so, Mary Ann, did you listen to what we are hearing? Is it not laughable? Is it not on serious? How can a man be talking like this, head of state, be talking like this, like a small child?
What do you mean? What do you mean by he's talking like a child? He's telling you what he wants to do for you. Now it's your job to hold him up to hold him to account.
Did he? The question is, did he just talk and forget what he spoke? Did he just promise and forget his promise?
That's where you come in. Because he made the promise to you.
Look at now, since where he entered, everything just turned upside down, shadows. Since we are in this country, we never know that presidents have children. Everything just turned upside down, negatively. Even the children themselves, we don't know who they rule again, whether the children they rule or the wife or the children they rule. Taking talks and be intimidating other youths. Now there's no light, there's no food, there's no fuel. That's the thing that he protested for. You know what he is doing now? What a great shame. Shame.
Okay, Uzoma. Thank you for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Sunday calling from Meteor.
Go ahead.
You know what? I was unable to talk to Sheriff this morning when he was talking about concerning the electricity. How can economy go without the local manufacturer? How can it survive? I didn't mean they allow GST, they invite them, they talk to them that we will give you electricity. We will cut tax for you. We don't leave Nigeria. Tell me, how can we survive in this policy of no light, no power? How can a youth secure a job? Look at what is going on. Even the person, as I'm talking to you, I'm at home. I don't know the last time I got to work. Not simply because there is no power that we use to manufacture our items.
Wow.
So it affects everybody.
So can I just ask you something, Tunde from Itire? How do you survive? If you must use generator or I don't know if you use diesel or fuel generator, how much do you spend on it to produce anything that you want to produce?
No, in my area, let me give you analysis a little. Simply because of the next caller. In my area that I'm manufacturing, we have districts. There are some districts that face each other. Mm-hmm. They're giving us 8 hours light from our district. The next district is 8 hours light. That's 16 hours for both of us. Mm-hmm. So they cannot power the light at the same time. That's why they will give us that before the next district. So definitely there's no way we will not buy diesel. And we spend a lot of money, like 100,000. So the job that
100,000 for what are you producing for the 100,000?
We are producing a pan. We are manufacturing a pan, and the pan that will produce the bread. So there are some
bread pans. You produce bread pans. Oh, lovely.
Yes. So that's the issue. We are having the problem that electricity. I told you that I've been as I'm talking to I'm in the home as I'm talking to you. So it's affecting us. Don't mind the information minister. We wasn't doing any research before he informed Nigeria.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Tunde. Wow. I mean, and that's why I asked that question when I saw the FEC press release that it's going to be Nigeria first now. We're prioritizing local production. My first question was, where's the power? Let me say it properly. What's the power? Because I remember my colleague several years ago when we would have this conversation about power. Years ago when I was in Nigeria for Port Harcourt, she would argue and she'd say, let's not go far. Let's look at South Africa just here. Why businesses are flourishing in South Africa? It's because of power. And she said, if Nigeria were to have 24 hours electricity, there's so many things we don't need to import. And so I asked the question, why can't we have 24 hours power? And she made a joke and said, the principalities that be will never let it happen. But why? I'm thinking if you want to be the leader of any country, you want it to be written against your name, that you did everything in your power to develop that country or help it get from point A to point B. But no, in Nigeria, we're all just there to take our own little chunk of the national cake. Or am I wrong? Anyway, hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
This is Soladipo.
Go ahead.
Calling from Relay in Sarigon.
Mm-hmm.
You see, let me quickly talk about this issue of power. The reason why this power cannot work is because it has become a source of livelihood or making money for some people. I want to give you an example. If I don't know your own area, our area, if transformer has problem, it is the street people. If you like, jump up, jump down. If the street people don't contribute, NEPA will not come. Even if they come and they finish, you don't give them something, that thing will not work. So how much more now when you take it up? What about those who are in charge of this generating? What about the customs who are also concerned about only revenue? So they keep declaring to us that they've made also amount. Some of this money are from generator equipment that they are bringing in. So what are you saying? The truth is this: we have found ourselves in a place and a system where the leaders. Okay, now imagine Aso Rock is budgeting
5 seconds, Pastor Ladipo. Your time is up. 5 seconds.
Yes, 10 billion to install solar. So is there hope?
All right. Well, I guess we all have to answer that question. Where is the hope if federal government in itself, Aso Rock, the White House of Nigeria, is putting up solar panels? What's the hope for the average Nigerian who's trying to get by? To just refrigerate the food that they manage to cook so that they can eat and survive. What's the hope? And I really am excited if we're going to prioritize local production, but how are we going to do it? Tunde from Itire manufactures bread pans, by the way, in case you are into baking. You can support Tunde's business and buy some bread and cake pans from him because he makes nice ones. But then he's not been able to go to work for a bit because it cost them at least 100,000 to put diesel in their generator to be able to make any form of production. How much are they going to make? It doesn't make sense. So how do we light up Nigeria for our businesses to thrive? We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I think I have about 3 more minutes. Stay with us.
More talk, news and sports after this.
The Lagos State Government is set to deworm all children within the ages of 5 to 14 years, free of charge, in public, private primary and junior secondary schools and communities in 10 local government areas of Ajeromi, Amuodofi, Apapa, Badagry, Ekpe, Ibejuleki, Lagos Island, Lagos Mainland, Ojo and Shomolu local government areas from Monday the 5th to Friday, 9th of May 2025. Deworming tablets are free and safe for all children, but sick children should not take the tablets until they become well. The deworming tablet improves children's health, reduces school absenteeism, and improves learning ability for children. This message is from Lagos State Ministry of Health in partnership with Evidence Action and Federal Ministry of Health.
One of the biggest football fan festivals in Nigeria is back. It's Go Fest 2025. Come turn up the energy. Go Fest 2025 will also feature exhilarating games, food, and comedy. Come watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a super huge screen. Go Fest 2025 will take place on the 31st of May 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your free tickets now at www.gofestnigeria.com. Go Fest 2025 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic, sponsored by Squadron, proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I want to quickly read some messages before we wrap things up here. Someone says, even if you give Tinubu 10 years in power, life of Nigerians will never change for good. Mfon Alex and says, believe Tinubu's promises at your own peril. Wow. Okay. Someone says, what reasonable thing can anyone say about improvement in manufacturing without talking of the improvement of power supply? The failure of Nigeria's government in electricity sector, like in several other sectors, is just incomparable. It is so nightmarish for anyone to imagine. It's getting worse with every government that comes. But from 2015 to now, the failure beats all governments combined. It's ridiculous to hear a government that has not achieved 5,000 megawatts electricity generation and talking of installment of solar panels in Aso Rock at the same time, dreaming about improvements in manufacturing. Chai, Steve says. This one says, hi, Maryann. It's funny how the FEC Nigeria's first policy sounds good on paper, but what will the politicians consider? But will the politicians consider this in purchasing their official cars from Northern Innocent? Pratt. High five. Because when it comes to fighting for those vehicles, they have to be from Japan and they have to be bulletproof and bomb-proof. And so the price doubles and triples. And at that point, Labour, APC, PDP, NMPP, they unite and forget about us. Unfortunately. This one here says, yes, Maryann, every candidate needs the majority vote across the northern region, always, but the northern region plays a major role in who becomes Nigeria's president because of their population. Example was what happened in 2023. Without vote from the north, President Tinubu would have not won. Oshodio Lawrence, thank you. Okay. Okay, Yami here says, the sun is like, now wow, story. Now real hard fact. Concerning the price of crude that is dropping in the international market, the reverse is the case here in Nigeria. Now, $55 and $56 per barrel. How much will be the equivalent in Naira per liter? It is very easy and quick to raise the price of fuel, but difficult to bring it down. Why is our case like this? If you ask me, I don't know. But Yvonne is here with the news. We'll be back on the other side. Stay with us.
It all starts with you.
You need information. We need your view. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.